feelings got you sinking. The pressure got you thinking. You're feeling like you're stuck, but you gotta move on and know. Yeah. Be strong and keep holding on because just know that you got it.
Mancode 100.
Welcome to another episode of Mancode 100. Hope y'all are having an amazing Tuesday today. I have a super dope guest that is coming on today. Somebody that is super special to me. What up, Coco Crispy? Somebody that is super special to me. Somebody that I have known for, wow. Man, I've known this guy for years. And when we get to talking, you'll see how much history there is with me and this guy that is going to be coming in very, very shortly. I spoke to a good friend of mine the other day. And what up, Larry? We were talking about how necessary it is for men to remove the pride. Remove, this thing about trying to, one up the next guy. Or to, what up, Yoshi? Or to, make it appear that, I have more than you have. Or, I am more than you are. Well, I have this organization, Brothers United of Atlanta, and the one thing that I'm always, what up, Terrell? One thing I'm always talking about is removing the pride, getting that stuff out of the way, because as long as pride is in the room, and as long as pride is a part of who you are, as long as pride is a part of who you are, there can never be real growth. There can never be full growth because the pride is going to prevent you from being vulnerable. The pride is going to prevent you from embracing support, embracing, your brother saying to you, "Hey man, I got you." And one of the things that I'm always saying to the men of Brothers United and anybody that is a part of me, what up, Jared? That is a part of me. I'm always talking about how we have to remove the pride. I just spoke on our Monday prayer call. We do a Monday morning prayer call that is just to, motivate, encourage all of the men. And this past Monday, I just threw it out there. I said, hey, if there is any brother on our call that needs anything, no matter what it is, speak on it. And I couldn't just leave it like that. I had to say, if you're not comfortable, then you can send us a direct message, or you can have, you have my direct number myself. If you want to, send me something directly and not really, expose yourself or mention that, hey, I need assistance in front of everybody. This COVID-19 has hit everybody in a way that, we're all having to adjust. And part of what is going to allow us to get to that next place is being able to receive somebody's help and somebody's assistance. And so I'm always pushing all of our men of Brothers United of Atlanta. And then, I extend it to men all over this globe. A lot of the people that are successful, they didn't get there simply by themselves. If you go through the history of all of the people that you think are successful or that you see as a success story, I'm pretty sure somewhere along their journey, they're going to say, somebody helped me. Somebody gave me an assist. Somebody gave me the alley-oop. Somebody made a phone call on my behalf. Somebody gave me a job. Somebody gave me an opportunity when they saw that I needed one. When they saw that my back was against the wall, somebody gave me the alley-oop. But what if you're the person, brother? What if you're the man out there that has his back against the wall, and another brother comes to say, "Here you go, man. Here's here you go an assist. I'm throwing you an alley-oop." But your pride says, "Nah, man, I'm good." Think about how many dreams have been unfulfilled simply because that brother or that person didn't say, "You know what? I do need a handout. Yeah, I do need a hand. Not necessarily a handout, but I do need a hand. I do need an assist. I do need some help." You understand what I'm saying? And so this is why pride is like the antithesis of growth. Where if you're trying to grow, you cannot have pride. And so I'm excited to bring my brother into the room. Y'all, man, when I tell y'all I am about to have an amazing conversation. What's up, Doc?
All right, man, I ain't doing that.
Let me introduce you to the world, man, to those that are on the Mancode. Well, first of all, Wingo, welcome to Mancode 100. This is where, man, you know, you are a member of Brothers United of Atlanta, so you know how we do when we get in the room. It's not about the accolades or none of that. We just having real dialogue. And so, man, you know, I wanna properly, although this conversation is not about what you've accomplished, but I have to give you your props, man. So let me do the perfect intro to somebody that is really, really special to me. So this guy right here that's going to engage in conversation is 1/4 of the multi-platinum, multi-million records selling, so many times, the recipients of awards and nominations, Atlanta's own Jagged Edge. Guys, please welcome my brother and a legend. This is a legend, y'all, that we're about to talk to. A legend, my brother, Wingo Dollar. What's up, man? Ah! So, Wing, we're just gonna jump right into it, man. So, real quickly, man, before we dive into what I want our discussion to be about, man, just talk a little bit about, you know, how you guys got started. For those that may not know, give me the fast lane version of how Jagged Edge even came about.
I mean, Jagged Edge came about. I knew Kyle from singing in the choir back when I was maybe like in 10th grade or whatnot, 10th, 11th grade, and they wanted me to be in a big. Well, Kyle actually asked me to be in a group around then, but I was still, you know, trying to graduate and do my old school thing, and then plus I was in a group called Four Shades Deep or whatnot, and you know what I mean. Again, it was a lot to entertain. Once I graduated or whatever, I was like, hey man, what's going on? What's good, you know? And actually what happened was a guy named by the name of K. Wells called me up and said, I got these guys on with me. And it was so crazy because when he called me down to Dallas Austin office, Riley Records or whatever, you know, Brandon, Brian, and Kyler was sitting at the table, and I was like, I know these guys. And you know, they had me sing a little song, man, a little audition or whatever. I sung a little Luther, man, and they were like, it's all good. And again, like, I'm just thankful, man, just for our run, man, just for, oh man, God has been, he's been covering us for a long time, man. I'm just thankful. I'm thankful still to be here, man. I'm thankful still to be able to, you know, do what I love to do. You know what I mean? With you, with everybody, man. So, you know, that's all I ever want to do. Q was saying. me and Q tried to start a group a long time ago. Like, what? Hey, we just again, because we come from that era. I sang in like 3 choirs, so it wasn't never, you know what I mean? Like, it was a friendly competition, but it's not necessarily nothing, you know, serious. You know what I mean? Like, it's competition when we get on stage. When we get off, man, it's like, you know, what you doing tonight? What you eating at? What's going on? So again, like, man, it's a blessing just to be able to sing, man, just to be able to travel the world, man, and do what we need to do, man. And God has been really, really good to both of us, man. So yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned. So let me tell everybody how how we know each other. So a lot of times the easy thing to do is for people to see 112 Jagged Edge and automatically pit us as adversaries. What's up? What's up? What's up, Courtney? What's up, Bear? You know, to pit us against each other as adversaries. But people don't know, and man, I take pride in saying that if I had to count my circle of 5, Wingo Dollar is in that 5. Man, you are somebody that over the years, man, you've proven to me time and time again your loyalty to me, how much your friendship and how much our brotherhood has meant. You know, when we bought our first house, we stayed together, and people don't know that before there was a 112 and before there was a Jagged Edge, Wingo and I sang in a group together. We was in a group together. It didn't work out. It didn't work out, y'all. It didn't work out. And then I joined 112. He joined Jagged Edge. What's up, Cayman? And so here we are, 2 best friends, but now we're in groups that rival each other. And as he said, friendly competition. But through it all, we've been able to maintain our friendship and our brotherhood. We go talk about, man, what does brotherhood mean to you?
Brotherhood means, man, just having that man's back, man. Listen, man, life is crazy. We go through so many ups and downs. Thank God that we've had more ups than downs. But I mean, like, you know, you always need a shoulder to lean on, man. I mean, just respecting your brother. That's how. I mean, like, honestly, man, you know, me and my guys in my group, we had to learn that over the years. We've gotten to that point, but it's like, you know, a lot of times we used to get in each other's space and this and that, and that's what caused fights, and you know, so we don't you know, say through blows and all that. But it's like at the end of the day, once you mature and you learn a person or whatever, you just learn what not to say, you know, so, or when to say it. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody going through something, give them that time. You know what I mean? And but be there for them. Be a shoulder that they can cry on, or they can, you know, fuss on, or whatever. You know, a vent. You know what I mean? And that's just what brotherhood is to me. Brotherhood is you know, it's just being there, man. You know what I mean? Whatever you call, just being there, man. Like, you know, whatever you can. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, we all have families now. You know what I mean? I'm married, you're married. You know what I mean? So, you know, we know where our priorities stand. But yeah, it's it's about being there for your brother, man. Because you know what I'm saying? We all need it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is you know.
As I'm telling the Q and Wingo story, you know, a lot of times people, because they don't know the extent of our brotherhood and our friendship and our familyship, I always say that, man, you are a brother from another mother. Like, you know, we've shared some things, man, that, you know, you've seen me at the highest of highs, the lowest of lows. I've seen you at the highs, the lows. But at no point, man, have we judged each other. At no point have we, you know, I don't think me and you have ever fallen out or never have had a situation where.
There's no room for that.
Nah, no.
When you're trying to help somebody, and if you really care about that person, you want to help, there's no room for being judgmental, man. We all can say that. We all, I don't like them socks. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? It's just too easy to hate, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but it takes a lot of compassion, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of patience to love, bro.
A lot of patience, a lot of patience. Let me throw out some more facts that people may not know. So people always hear me talking about my wife of 18 years. This August will be 19 years. Yes, man. Shout out to my beautiful queen, Charlinda Parker. I would never have met Charlinda, y'all, had it not been for Wingo. So I'm gonna tell the story really, really quickly. One day I called Wingo, doing what we normally would do. Maybe I was at the house and he wasn't at the house or whatever the case may be, but I called him and like, yo, where are you? He was like, yo, I'm at the salon about to get my nails done. You should come up here. I came up to the salon. He gave me his appointment, which was with Charlinda. And then she and I met, and the rest is history. Here we are celebrating about 19 years. But what's crazy, y'all, is August 10th is the date Charlinda and I got married in 2002. In 2008, I want to say, what's yours? 2007, August the 10th, Wingo and his wife, my sister Summer, gets married. So not only were we in the same group before 112 and Jagged, not only did we share the same house back in the day, we share the same wedding anniversary. I was in his wedding, he was in my wedding. His mama is my mama mama is his mom. And you know, it's tough, man, to have it's tough to have these type of friendships in an industry, man, that is always about competition, right? And although there is a way that competition can fuel you, a lot of times competition has made relationships go left. And the one thing, man, that I always have valued in you and I always appreciate about you, man, is you've never judged me, man. You've never let the media and the stuff that is said about 112 against Jagged Edge, Jagged against 112 hinder how you and I rock, because 112 and Jagged may have had our seasons where we weren't really fooling with each other, but Q and Wingo never had those moments.
Facts. I mean, like, at the end of the day, what up, RL?
What up, RL?
No, man, but yeah, that's real, man. You know what I'm saying? Competition can be a crazy thing. Like, and you know, again, like, you know, I'ma always think my group is the best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care from who. I'm 112 or Jodeci or I mean, even though these guys like Boys Me and Joseph made me even want to do R&B. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you want to even be in a group. The whole camaraderie and you know, I mean, Troop and all these other groups and them. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Like, but again, Jagged, I feel we the best. You know what I mean? And, but that's what you're supposed.
You're supposed to, absolutely.
Again, nobody's down on me for feeling that way. Nobody's hating on me for feeling that way. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's a friendly competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but once we get off stage, what you doing later on, bro? You got that money to buy that. Well, I'm just saying, like, and that's just what it's supposed to be, man. Because we're all singing about the same thing. We're singing about love. We're promoting the same thing. We're promoting love, bro. You know what I mean? Our fans love us just as much as they love y'all. And I just, it's dope, man. I'm just thankful.
Yeah.
I'm thankful.
When you talk about success, and you know, one of the things that we always are preaching in Brothers United is supporting each other, and like you said earlier, being there for one another. And you know, there's a certain level of support, man, that should always be unwavering. When we talk about brotherhood, it's not an option. It is what is supposed to happen. You know, it's supposed to be a space where when you call me, I'm there. I'll figure out what's going on once I get there. But the moment you call my phone, my responsibility to you is to be there. And you've always been that for me, Wingo. And I've always did my very best to
Yeah, well, we're going to stay doing it. That's what brotherhood is.
Absolutely.
And you lead by example, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's how Brothers United came about, the whole nine, man. I mean, come on, man, you got pastors, you got doctors, you got, you know what I mean? Like, all walks of life, man, you know what I'm saying? And again, I don't care what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, again, I don't care what you do. It's about being there for your brother.
Absolutely.
Neighborhood, what up, Lo?
What up, Courtney? So look, let's give a shout out really quickly to Courtney Seals that's in the room. You know, had it not been for Courtney, I don't know if I know that 112 would not have, you know, achieved what we achieved. I know Jagged wouldn't have achieved what they've achieved. You know, when I talk about the success of both of our groups, Courtney Seals and Kevin Wells, man, play a very integral part of our success, man. So much love to Courtney, man. I love you, man. Wing, you know, a lot of times people won't even accept the fact that I could say that as a member of 112, that one of my favorite R&B records is a Jagged Edge song. And anytime we're on you feel me? Anytime we're on a show together, anytime we've been on a show together, you know, I'm always on the sideline waiting on y'all to look my way. Please let me come on stage on Gotta Be. Please give me a verse, right? But that's difficult for some people to see. But I think the way that you and I have always been with each other, that is the way we're supposed to be, no matter what. Like when I look at like LeBron and Dwayne Wade, yeah, they played on the same team for a couple of years, but with the years when they were on opposing teams, they went at each other. But then afterwards, let's go grab something to eat.
What we doing tonight? You see what I'm saying? With scratches and blood, sweat, and tears. And that's just real, man. That's just real. When you're when you're trying to give your fans something, you want to give them the best.
Mm-hmm.
Period. We wouldn't be nothing without our fans, bro. We
Yeah.
wouldn't be nothing without our fans. You know what I mean? So that we owe that to every person who spent one penny of their hard-earned money to support us, to put us in a position to take care of our families and all that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what it's about when we're on this stage. But when we all, hey man, it's a brotherhood, man. You know what I'm saying? It's family, man. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you click with, that's what you do. Rock and roll, baby.
Wingo, what's your take on forgiveness?
Forgiveness. Again, in order to move on, you have to. Period. In order to heal yourself, I don't care what situation what the situation is. You know what I mean? In order to heal, in order to move on with your life, you have to have a forgiving heart. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a forgiving heart.
Forgiveness is one of those things where, especially with men, that's really, really tough because, a lot of times because of the mixture of pride, and then you have all of these other things, pride, you have competition, you have, I can't let you one up me. I can't let you outshine me. You pulling up in the Benz, I gotta have the Benz. You got on the latest J's, I gotta have the latest J's. We are measuring each other by each other, which is causing us to be in this whole spin cycle and preventing us from growth. Now, when we're talking about forgiveness, right, because of the pride and because of all of these things, the ego plays a part, man, to where it can prevent you from being able to accept an apology. It can prevent you from being able to accept the apology, but then move forward. Talk about, man, has there ever been a time where you had to forgive somebody of something, and was it tough? How did you even get through that?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, yeah, it is tough because, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a person that you really, really care about, of course, you know what I mean? It's hurtful, whatever the situation was, whatever they did, you thought they did, or this and that, you know what I mean? It's hurtful first, you know what I mean? And how could that happen to me? I'm not that type of person that would do that to somebody. You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? So that's all the things that go through your mind and go through your heart and all that. But again, you know what I'm saying? Again, at the end of the day, man, we're all human, man. We're gonna make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Nobody is exempt from making a mistake. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, as a person, you have to be able to forgive in order to move forward. Or not, you're stuck in that same spot forever. That you right there, man. You like, I mean, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So again, like, but you have to, it takes work. I mean, it takes work. It's almost like a marriage. It's almost like, it ain't easy, man.
Yeah.
It ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? So if you expect to be easy, don't do it. But let me tell you something. At the end of the day, in order to forgive a person, you have to work at that. But in order to be a whole person, live your best life, as my little brother, Lil Duval would say.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you gotta be able to forgive, man. Just like my brother Tor said, forgive but don't forget. You know what I mean? Like, you try not to go down that road again. Protect yourself. But forgiveness is very, very important.
Yeah. And it is not only like something that we all have to embrace, because if you live long enough, you're going to be on both sides of the word forgiveness. You're going to either have to forgive somebody or you're going to have to ask for. And the thing that I always try to do is, when I'm the person to forgive, I try to keep myself in the mindset of how would I want this person to respond to me if I was the one asking for forgiveness, right? One of the things that, what up, Willie? Willie from day 26. What's up, Doc? We also talk about, Wingo, when we talk about the man codes, there are certain things that we should abide by. There are certain rules and guidelines we should walk in, simply because there is another generation that's coming behind us who, we have to leave this world empty. Like, one of the man codes is you have to depart all that you know. I believe that you have to impart everything you know into the next generation so that they are better equipped to be able to handle themselves in a situation that we may have already been through. And so when I see somebody like Willie from day 26 in the room, he's another one of our friends. He's like my little brother, our little brother. We've done work with him, but to see them winning, it's my responsibility. It's not an option, remember. It's our responsibility, Wingo, to make sure that he don't go through the same pitfalls that we went through. We all from R&B singing groups, so nothing that they're going to experience ain't something we've experienced before. And so it's our responsibility to let him, hey, yo, Will, don't do that. Or, hey, yo, young fella, don't do that. That's a part of our responsibility. But you got to be in a space, man, where you're willing to give. Somebody said in the room earlier, service. That is one of the things that we have to embrace as men.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times they might not take the advice. You see what I'm saying? But you've done your due diligence, because some people have to sweat their knees. Some people, we just like parents. Your parents back in the day say, "I've been there and done that." Like, I ain't telling you nothing I ain't been through. But at the end of the day, sometimes we go our own little route and come back and be like, "Damn, I should have listened."
I should have listened.
You know what I'm saying?
I should have listened.
Again, we can just hope and pray that they take the advice. You know what I mean? And again, it will help them.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes people don't realize and recognize until they like, damn, that hurt, boy. I tell you. Now they know not to touch, put their hand in their eye and stove again. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, that's just life. You know what I mean? So
When I look at the stories of 112, Jagged Edge, Q, Wingo, there are so many similarities. By us both being from Atlanta, being nurtured by some Atlanta greats, legends that we just spoke of, Kevin, Dallas, Jermaine, Courtney, everybody that came in, the whole South Side damn near raised all of us. So everybody, College Park, East Point, everybody over there that played a part, right? If you look at the chain, right, they imparted into us. And so we lived our lives. We still made some mistakes. We took heed to a lot of things. A lot of who I am is because of Courtney and Kevin and all of those people. A lot of who Q Parker is because of their influence. But then me and you can have this conversation right now, and somebody could come on here and say, yo, man, I don't even know you, Q or Wingo, but man, I've watched y'all. I've watched how you move. I watched how you speak. Not even understanding, Wingo, and part of the things that we have to embrace as men is we are always in a position of teaching because somebody is always watching us. So even when you don't think that they're watching, somebody has their pen and their pad out, watching how you are on stage, watching how you doing the interview, watching how you are when the lights are off, watching how you click it back on when the lights are on. All of those things. So even if we aren't able to physically touch and speak to everybody, we have to take ownership, man, in the fact that our actions are sometimes the best and only teacher.
Facts. Facts. At the end of the day, you'll always see me. I don't care whether it's at CBS,
Yeah.
Now you're in debt. Your taxes behind all that. So again, it's just I try to impart wisdom on a lot of young artists. I tell them straight up. They always tell me, man, like they say in interviews. You know what I'm saying? What's one thing you can give to the up and coming artist? I tell them straight up, just like this, bro. If you wouldn't do it for free, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Period. We was doing it for free for years, like just because we love to sing. Talent shows, this and that, boo boo, trying out new groups. All cue me and Prince, we finna sing this weekend. We finna do something. Like we just like this. We just like to sing. You know what I mean? We just like the stage. We like to sing. We love the music. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I say, I'll tell any artist that if you wouldn't do it, if you wouldn't do it for free, don't do it, man. Because the business of the industry will frustrate you and will turn you away. I've known artists who put out albums, and like I ain't gonna say that, but I know artists who put out albums that wanted to quit after the first album.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the business. Oh man, you need to lose weight, you need to do this, or you need to, do your hair this way, or you need to, you know what I'm saying? Like no, like at the end of the day, and they put folks like, I just want to sing.
Yeah.
I just want to sing.
But you're right. But you're right though. That's part of, I call it wisdom sharing. This is what we're supposed to do. We all have children, and so the same way that we, give information and education and wisdom to our own children, that is how I look at brotherhood. In order for us to keep the ecosystem continuing to move, we have to pass on our successes, our failures, our experiences, because really, man, truly, that's the only way we're going to grow. And who better to empower, educate, uplift, motivate a man than another man? Because here's this thing where we're already, because of these generational bondages and all of this ancestral generational historical, right, all of these things, right, has us looking at each other already like this. So we coming to the table already side-eyeing each other, right? And so if you're telling me something, Wingo, that you ain't even experienced yourself, a man gonna have a hard time. Like, man, you can't tell me nothing because you ain't went through it. So this is why we have to take our wins, our losses, our ties, our failure. We have to take all of these things, man, and engage in conversations that we're having, upholding the Mancode, keeping it 100, so that the day that I come to you or you come to me and say, hey, yo, Q, man, you may not want to do that, man, because when I did it, this is what happened. Right. And so because I've already gone down that road, Q, bro, don't do it. That's a Mancode right there. Loving my brother enough to prevent him from walking down the same and stepping in the same mud puddle that I've already stepped in.
You're going to save him a lot of money, a lot of heartache, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to save him a lot of frustration, man. Like, real talk. Like, again, and the smart ones, they will. I mean, I'm not, well, I'll take that back. Not the smart, because the smart ones scrape like this, they scrape their knees too.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't listen to everything.
They scrape their knees too. Yeah.
Honestly, because I mean, like, again, man, I'm just thankful, man. Like I say, we did have, some mentors and all that. And again, they had no dick with Kevin with ABC and all that stuff. So they were able to see a lot of stuff. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, it was new to us. You know what I mean? So again, Dallas, Dallas was kind of one of the vets. You know what I mean? Much love to JD. JD imparted as much wisdom as he could. You know what I mean? But again, we still had to shoot. I know Daddy was doing, out there telling y'all some stuff. But again, like, hey man, it's a grind. And what I do realize though, that it's a lifelong grind. It's not, the grind don't stop. You know what I mean? You gotta keep you gotta keep reinventing yourself, man. You gotta keep, figuring out, the next wave and this and that and the other. So again, man, the creative thing doesn't stop. You know what I mean? It don't. Real talk. So
part of our growth and development is understanding like if I had to parallel it to, you know, I'm a sports guy, man, so I'm always finding real life.
Twin them, y'all have always been an athlete.
Man.
You play basketball, you play, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all did it for real.
Yeah.
I just started playing basketball maybe like 6-7 years ago. I think I'm good now.
You know, I'll liken it to brotherhood. To me, is like a relay race, like a 4x100 or 4x4, whatever relay you want to do it. You are in charge of running your leg. Can't nobody run your leg but you. So if I got the first leg, I got to do all I have to do, and I got to prepare. I mean, I have to practice. I got to eat right. I got to do all the things that I have to do for myself, so that I'm personally responsible for my leg. Now, what happens as I run my leg and I'm winning, or I'm struggling, or if I'm in first place, or I'm in debt, whatever the case may be, I have to commit to running my leg. The beauty of brotherhood is once my leg is done, I get to pass it to somebody else who has either done the same type of training or even better, or maybe they haven't done as much training. And so the second leg may bring the third leg in dead last. But guess what? He gets another opportunity to pass. And at the end of the day, what we've done collectively as a part of this relay race determines the outcome, whether we are in first or we came in second, or whatever the case may be. But look at how interesting that is. We are responsible for our own leg that contributes to the collective result. And
The collective goal. The collective goal. Now watch this though. I'm gonna go a step further. Your job with your leg, right? Our job with our own leg is to put the next man in a better position.
come on, Doc.
You see what I'm saying? It's to put the next man in a better
Come on, Doc. Yes, sir.
We gotta train as hard as we can. Period. Because part of my goal is if I can put him in a better position, it'll put us closer to our goal. How about that?
You got to take pride. You got to take pride in, like you said, everybody should be like, yo, whatever I do today is going to do something to give my brother the baton in first place.
That's brotherhood. That's Mancode. Facts.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Real talk. And that's just what it's about, bro. That's just what it's about. If a person trying to live their life like that, man, let me tell you something. You talking about blessings.
On top of blessings.
Come on, man.
On top of blessings.
Bro. Pour it out. So again, at the end of the day, I'm trying to just live my life like that. Like if I could leave you with something, with a smile on your face or something, I've done my job. We don't gotta never speak again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But if I could just leave you with some type of wisdom or something that can just contribute to you moving to the next level, I don't care if it's a notch. It ain't gotta be a jump, just a notch. How much you wanna put your head just a little bit, man? That's all. That's all.
Man, this is good, Wingo. You know, because, you know, as humble as I can say this, but I look at that word humility as, sometimes I look at it as a positive, sometimes I look at it not so, because it almost says that you can't walk in who you really are and what you've done. And what I think is happening right now with us having this conversation, somebody is looking at us like, wow, man, y'all are legends. You know, you guys are. I was laughing the other day, man. I've graduated into the Unk category. One of my little young artists called me Unk, Doc. I was like, they called me Unk and OG. I was like, no. But I embrace it, man, because we're not gonna forever be young. Our mindset will always be very youthful because of who we interact with. But the reality, man, is we've done a lot. We've accomplished a lot. We are, you know, the soundtracks of so many of our peers' lives. You know, there can never be a story told about the history of R&B without mentioning 112 or Jagged Edge and Jagged Edge, man. So, you know, as much as we can be humble, you know, we really did that. We did the work. And so we should be able to embrace from our brother saying, hey, man, You a legend. You're an icon. You're an OG. You without us saying, nah, man, that's you, man. Nah, man.
But you wanna know what though, Q? Like we have the right to be proud of that. You see what I'm saying? We have the right to be proud now without looking down on somebody. You see what I'm saying? We have the right to be proud of that because those are accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like winning the NBA a title or something or this and that or you feel what I'm saying? Like so you be proud of your accomplishments without having to look down on the next person. Because guess what? In just what you said earlier, in part what it took to get you to where you are to help the next person. That's your humility.
Wow.
That's your humility. You see what I'm saying? Like, so do not celebrate your accomplishments. Period. Let me tell you something, bro. I celebrate all. I've been trying to get all my flag.
Man, I remember when we lived together, Wingo, man. Our house, there wasn't a bare wall in our house from all the 112 plaques and the Jagged Edge plaques. I mean, it was like a museum when you walked into our house. You spoke about we spoke a little bit earlier about having that pride to make sure that you give the baton to your brother in a good space, and then we were also talking about how you are still being an example even though you don't know that people are watching. And here's where the friendly competition come into play. You guys are and will be forever so dope that when you didn't even realize it, we were on the other side watching y'all like, oh, Jagged did what? Oh, yo, let's go back and rehearse. Because there's no way we're going to let Jagged outdo us. Not from a place of, animosity or anything like that, but you guys were pushing and motivating us, not even knowing if you knew it. And regardless of what the media was saying, you guys, every time y'all had a #1 record, we wanted a #1 record. Every time y'all performed on Soul Train or did whatever, we wanted to go do it. You feel me? Like it was when y'all had a ballad, we wanted to do a ballad. And I will assume that when we had an up tempo, y'all was like, well, no, we need to It was because we were watching you guys, and because we were watching, we were being motivated and inspired.
And vice versa. Think about that. Y'all had a deal before us. So that already, you know what I'm saying? And again, that's like I always have felt this. You know what I mean? I feel God blessed me to be in the Jagged because you know what I'm saying? Like when I see y'all in the talent show before, I could have been like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, because Courtney came to me and was like, yo, I want to start doing management. He's a
Hold on. Wait. I forgot to mention this part. Y'all, let me say this real quick. 112, our journey to Puff Daddy came by way of, get this, Wingo, who saw us at a talent show, who introduced us to Courtney, who introduced us to Kevin Wells, who introduced us to Tim and Bob by way of Dallas Austin. And then, so, bro, you being here and us being friends for over 25 years, man, it goes way beyond how I feel about you, bro. You have played a major part of why Q Parker is who he is today, man. And for that, dude, I love you and I appreciate you, man, because you could have been like, nah, I'm gonna hold that for myself.
I just stand on that. I've always believed that. I always believed God blessed me to be in a multi-platinum group because when I started out in church, I could have been like, man, you know what I'm saying? But Courtney had just said like a few days before that, like he wanted to start man, all that, whatever. Man, when I seen y'all at that Westway talent show, man, y'all wasn't even in the talent show. Y'all was special guests.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the group I was in, we won the talent show, first place. Well, I ain't gonna lie. Kid. If y'all in that talent show, man, y'all think y'all sung that Silk record, man. I'm talking about Luke and I was like, these young niggas blow. They pipe.
Shout out to Silk.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I one of the guys that was in my group named Dale Phillips.
What up, Dale?
He actually was able to get in contact with you. I think through your cousin or something like that, or somebody, or whatever. And yeah, man, and that's just how we. But again, like I went back to Courtney. The next day, I was like, "What?" I just see these guys. These guys hyping, man. They from Atlanta. They from the West Side. They say, "Oh, no, in Atlanta, man," but they talented.
Wow.
And I just always have, man. You know, I've been a fan of talent, man. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. I just, you know, that's just what it is with me. I'm a fan of talent. You know, I love music, but I'm definitely a fan of just some real talent. Cause I've seen it, man. I've been blessed, man. God's good, man.
You know, as you know, who knows, Wingo, what life holds for me, what life holds for you going forward, man. But I'm telling you, man, there's no way, and I say this to you all the time, and you say it to me back. No matter what I'm doing, I'm gonna always figure out a way to include you. And everything that you've done, you've always figured out a way to include me, man. And for real, like that's what brotherhood is. That's what brotherhood should always be. And man, I appreciate you for, man, loving me, man, and accepting me through my wins and my losses when I didn't make the right decisions, when I made the right decisions, man. You've always been there. You've never, you know, been slick or shady with nothing. You've always been Wingo Dollar all the way 100, man. And for that, I appreciate you, man. You know, me and you can talk like this all day, forever. But
Got a lot of stories, man. But you know, again, like I said again, man. Let's just keep pushing, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay faithful, man. You know what I mean? And you know, don't worry, man. God got us, bro.
absolutely, man. You know, big shout out, man. Big shout out to Brandon, Brian, Kyle, Slim, Duran, Mike, everybody, man, that has, you know, been an integral part of you and I even having the platforms that we have today. But man, dude, man, give mom and pops, man, a hug and a kiss for me.
I make sure. I had Pops like a couple weeks ago, man. Cause you know, Pops always hit me every birthday. Like he sent me them, he sent me them pictures on a card. Hey man, you know, I was thinking about the other day while I was like, maybe hit Pops see what he doing.
Wow, that's what's up, man.
Check on your mom, man. So yeah, man.
Man,
Yeah, man. It's all good, bro.
give him my love, man, Wingo, man, and real quick before you get out of here, man, just give the men that are watching, man, one last bit of encouragement, even through this, you know, coronavirus time, you know, to keep their heads up, man. Don't allow, you know, their minds to wander. Just give them a couple of words real quick.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. To all the fellas, man. Y'all stay strong, man. Hey, man. No worries, man. Hey, we gonna be all right. I promise you. In my Jagged Edge voice. Hey, man. We gonna be all right, man. Hey, man. And always remember, we are here to serve. No matter what capacity, we are here to serve, fellas.
Wingo, I love you, man. I love you, bro. You have no idea, man. I love you. How I feel about you, man. Give my love to Summer and the fam, man. And hey, always uphold the Mancode, man. And as you always do, keep it 100, man. I love you, man. All right, peace. Wow. When I tell y'all that one right there, try it and see what happens. Try it. Try me. I don't play about my Wingo. Yeah. That's history right there, y'all. That's history that, you know, the media, you know, they're really not interested in that part. They're not interested in knowing that there's a brotherhood and there's a bond, even in the middle, even in this whole 112 Jagged Edge thing. And you know, I spoke very, very openly about the whole forgiveness piece and all of that kind of stuff. All of these things that I know for a fact are a part of the Mancodes, and you know, being able to have conversations where we can keep it 100 is very necessary. If there's going to be progress in brotherhood, in manhood, we have to be able to engage in these conversations and stop, you know, pump faking each other and stop flexing on each other and stop doing all of these unnecessary things that are preventing us from being able to live at optimum level. You know, I say this all the time, man. When God created man, he created us to be great. He gave us all the tools that I don't feel like we use all the time. And it's time for us to reestablish the greatness that we are. And a lot of that is we got to be willing to be 100. and talk about the guidelines and the responsibilities, in this case, the man codes of manhood, and have real life conversations. So I appreciate my brother Wingo, man. Y'all have no idea what that guy mean to me. Even through my roughest times, he's been a shoulder. He's been somebody that have never judged me, has always accepted me, no matter what the case may be, and always have been an ear, somebody to support, no matter what I was doing, with 112, outside of 112, after 112, before 112, all of that. And we have real conversations, you know, some conversations where he's like, nah, Q, you wrong. Or I can say, Wingo, that's not it. And I believe every man should have that level of relationships with each other, because only a man can push a man to the brink of change, right? You gotta have that support, but you also gotta have it within yourself to want to do something different. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this conversation with the legend himself, the icon, that's one of the nicest guys. I mean, it's so giving. I mean, man, that dude will give you, man, not the clothes off of his back. That he's just a giver, and what he said, service. Wingo is all of those things, man. So big shout out to Courtney for hanging out with us a little bit today. I don't know what K Wells is, but man, I'm always, giving love to K, to Puff, everybody that has played a part in my growth and development. My father, my uncle that's in the room. What up, Unc? My brother that was on last week. Men need these assists. Men need these alley-oops to get us a basket, a win in this game called life. So, man, to all of the guys that are out there watching, and women, pass this on. Have men engage in what are the responsibilities of man, what is truly manhood, so that we can uphold the man codes as well as keep it 100. No matter what you are, where you are, what you're going through, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Keep your head up. I know that's cliche, but keep your head up. Keep your mind in a good space. Prevent your mind from going astray. Prevent your mind from weakening. Read. Watch stuff that's going to push you, and watch things that are going to elevate you to something. Like I said all the time, I want us to come out of this COVID stuff better, stronger, more solid. All right. Mancode 100.
Always keep your head up, no success, it ain't far away. No matter how hard it gets, don't let time pass by. You know somebody's watching you, they learning something new. The weight has got you sinking, the pressure got you thinking. You're feeling like you're stuck, but you gotta move on and know. When you're feeling down and you wanna give up, just know. Make today better than yesterday.